Good evening, everybody. Thank you, sir. Nice to meet students once in a while. Always meeting the professionals. Sometimes it is boring also. Meeting engineers. It's really refreshing, young engineers. And probably you all must be tired after a day's work as an intern. Let me make it simplified so that you can enjoy the session also. At the same time, learn what you can do in this last year of your college. Okay, let's start. Ah, what I am doing in IPL tournament. I hope you all must have enjoyed the IPL tournament this year. It was one of the, I think, the best IPL tournament so far, in my opinion. Uh, Apart from enjoying the IPL tournament per se, there were a lot of things were interesting to me as I see from another perspective. Let's look at these pictures. Uh, Many things you can see. One is the team is enjoying, number one. There are winners, there are captains, and there are the same team members but two different teams. Indian team members but two different teams. On the left side, you can see not only the match, which in a general sense you enjoy the match, but if you look at it, what you can learn from in a tournament like this, there are a lot of things you can learn, especially as a young engineer. The biggest one which I could see is Vaibhav Suryavanshi. This boy, 17-year-old boy, unknown, suddenly he's become a world-renowned batsman at a young age. The world has seen it. This is the first thing which you can take it from this IPL tournament. What you can do is this picture shows. It's not only the public see the tournament. There are many others who also watch this tournament, especially the selectors, Indian team selectors. You can see them. They watch. It's not that they just watch the match. They watch the players, especially the young talent. Is there any potential for them to go up in the ladder, become an Indian team player? They watch you, and they are also commentators, very renowned commentators. They comment on your game, how you behave, the court, how you bat, how you bowl, how you feel, whether you have potential. And there are franchise heads. Sometimes you get scolding also if you don't perform. It all looks like to be a kind of a professional organization in a factory. You watch. There were team meetings like your 2 minute break. We have the breaks in office. We have meetings. There are department heads. They are, we call them as captains here. And when you do a good job, we enjoy as a team. When you do a bad job, then we think about the next match. A lot of things we can learn from a simple IPL match. If you look at it, exactly this is what you are doing in an internship. You are going as a young student, unknown to the company, unknown to the industry, unknown to the people where you are doing your internship. But behind the screens, a lot of things are happening. A lot of people are watching you. You may not know them, you may not interact with them, they may not talk to you, but you have been observed. You imagine Suryavanshi at 17 years old, a long way to go, and he has established a name. This is what you can take from IPL as a learning, take which you can shape your career looking at IPL match itself. From there, we'll go to what you are going to do as an intern. Dr. Munjay has asked me, can you share some ideas on the internship? This is the first time we are doing a course on, presentation on the internship. Probably you are already into the internship, but let me give a idea of what is internship from the management point of view, right? What is that? If you have to find what is the internship means, you have been studying in college, you have been doing the theoretical part of it, and you have yet to see a practical application of your theoretical knowledge. So when you go into the industry, the first thing you notice is whether whatever you have studied, is it being really applied in a practical world? This is the first primary aim of internship. You actually see the theory on shop floor. What you see on the blackboard is uh, kind of invisible, but when you see as a product, you see the technology in action. This is the primary aim of internship before you really go into the real world after your college experience, college degree. You also, when you go for internship, you also find out where do you fit in. There are plenty of, we'll see in some other slide, we have plenty of option in industry once you become an engineer. Everybody don't have the same talent for every department. So when you do an internship, you also would come to know where you shine, which part of your talent is really good. You go back to the IPL. You if you are a good batsman, you may not be a good bowler. So this internship also gives you, throw some light on what kind of talent you have and what kind of a career option which you like. You can you can observe yourself. You also develop skills. There are plenty of opportunities. We'll see in some other slide where doing an internship, you can find out which is your skill which can be developed further. You already might be having inherent skill, but when you go into real life, whether that is acceptable, which is to the industry standards, or you can start developing it after you finish your college. It also develops a professional network. This is what I was talking about in IPL. Indian team selectors, the commentators, they all watch you. So when you interact with people, another interesting part I missed out in in IPL, you also play with international players at a very young age. You are not yet in the Indian team, but you still play with rub shoulders with international giants. This is what happens in when you go for internship. In college time, you get into things who are already professional in the industry. So you can develop a professional network which will be very useful when you pass out from your college. So if I combine that, internship allows students to apply theoretical knowledge to real world situations and access their interests and abilities in a chosen field and learn about work ethics and what does it mean to work in a organization. This is the gist of your internship. I Munjay sir has shared with me the industries which you are already doing your internship. Interesting observation I had. There are plenty of variety of industries, small, medium, big. Some are highly sophisticated. Some are very simple looking product, very technologically very highly sophisticated. This is a good combination. I would suggest when you people finish your internship, I think you should share your experience amongst yourself because each industry has got completely a different uh, way of doing things. So when you interact, and you also will be doing, which we'll see later, in a multiple different departments. So when you share your experiences, your knowledge will increase. Even you don't have to wait for the internship to get over. You can do it while you are doing the internship itself. Since most of the industries which I saw in your list are manufacturing industries, so this presentation will be more focused on manufacturing industries. What you see as a big factory is actually comprises of a hierarchy of departments. We'll see it what it is. So when you see, the first thing you have to notice when you go into an internship in this industry, look at it not very narrowly. First, take a broader outlook. What are this? Because you are going to enter in an industry. Industry, when you talk about manufacturing industry, there are multiple departments which work together to achieve their goal. Where you will land up is a different part, but to have a good outlook about the industry, you should have the complete view of the bird's eye view of the industry itself. In a simplified way, the any factory will have a major five components. One is obviously the human resource, where the entire team of people come together and work together. Obviously, what for you are doing? You are doing to produce something and take a business out of it. So manufacturing, production, operation is the one of the major component of the manufacturing industry. Okay, that's okay. But where do I get the money from? So money comes from the market. Market is where you sell your product and get the money back. This is this is a big core area where you interact with the customer, offer your solutions, and sell your product and get the money back. Obviously, to handle all this, you need a finance department. Finance section is one of the biggest crucial department in a manufacturing industry, any industry for that matter. And obviously, your regulations are there, government regulations are there, industry regulations are there, even the entire whole thing plenty of other people who all pull their resources and make this business sorry, too successful. Let's see. As I say, you're not going to go into in internship. Probably you're not going into a human resource department or uh, finance department or even accounting department. They are all different requirements for the expertise. So mostly, most of you will go, or almost all of you may go into the manufacturing process itself. What does it mean? You can look at this picture. Marketing and sales is this is the interface which interfaces between the factory and the outside world. This is where the requirements come in, and this is where you deal with the customers. This is one of the primary areas. From there, you go to a product design. Once the product is designed, you go for the production of that product. Production of the product takes a lot of different steps. First, you have to plan your production schedules, then procure the required materials, then you have to storage, and you produce it. While producing, you also have to control your quality. It may be a in stage or final quality. Then you assemble the final product, package it, finish it, and deliver. This is a cycle in a manufacturing process. Now, I don't know, probably already, since your internship has already started, you already must be in particular department. Already you have been assigned. Mujesh, how long they are in the internship right now?
It's 1 month. It's 1 month
Or
around.
I think then 1 month is probably already into some department, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
presume it, right?
Yes.
So let's see components of each department. What do they do? Look at the business activities of the major. Okay, the entire picture can be condensed into five major parts: sales, design, purchase, production, and quality assurance. In sales, they deal with order processing and the product delivery. This is interface with the external world. In the design, where you conceive your product based on a particular technology and design your product as per the specification, as per the standards, as per the customer requirements. And once that is done, then the design is released for procuring the materials, and they also do the vendors, because all vendors may not have the same capability to give you the components. Once the components have come in or the materials have come in, now the manufacturing starts. So manufacturing is where you really do the assembly of the product and do the final product. You also have to design the manufacturing process itself. It's not that wholesale you buy everything and randomly you start producing it. It's not that way. There is a process by which each component or each stage has to be designed first. So there is a process design. When we are doing all this, there is a department which controls the quality of the process as well as the product. The process could be the vendor end. The quality checks could be at receiving end. The process quality could be on stage inspections while you are producing the product, or it could also be it will also be the final product before it is delivered to the customer. So in global sense, these are the areas, these are the activities each department does it. Although it is so simplified, when you go little more detail, what are the things? Okay, all what we talked about in the last slide is professionally people do it. Now, as an intern, you are not going to do all the work. It's not possible also, and you will not get that assignment also. So probably, what each if you are already caught up in a particular department, probably what assignment you will get it. If you are looking at, if you are already in a sales and marketing department, you do you may get a project, do the contract review, and you also may do a delivery schedule, and you also may coordinate with the customer when they come for stage inspection or the final inspections. This is probably you will have a coordination with the design department and as well as the customer. So your assignments could be in contract reviews. So you will get a fairly good idea. If you are placed in that particular department, probably you can check whether you have got the taste or interest in kind of a sales department. So the next one is design department, where obviously as a finally a student you may not be assigned a design activity, but once a design is done, you may be preparing, you may get assignment to create technical documents for manufacturing, or if you are expert in CAD, you also may do some drawing. And there are a lot of activities which you do in design department. Once the design is done, there are design validation tests are there. So you may be assigned some activity in the validation part. Okay. If you are in the procurement department, okay, you will get assignments on the scheduling the material procurement, because in a factory there are multiple product lines are there. So each line have different product varieties. So the material, when the manufacturing process starts, all the material, it's a mixed mass of products, mixed mass of material requirements. So you will have to schedule it. You cannot simply wholesale buy everything. That's not the way industry works. So you will get a scheduling activity. You also may get a chance to do a vendor capability study and selection of vendors. Whenever a design is released, it should be manufacturable first as a component, then as a product. So when a design is done, the design department takes care of that activity. But when you look at vendor, you may get a possible chance to do whether the vendor has got capability, whether the vendor has got the machines to do the required component. You may get a chance to do that. And one of the major activity of procurement is inventory control and management. It is one of the interesting field. We get a chance also. Inventory control is you cannot simply buy excess material. You have to buy the correct material, correct time, and required quantity. And if you don't buy it, production will not happen. Production will get stalled. If you buy too much, then you are wasting money. So inventory control is one area where it's more of a planning of the material requirements. This is a very interesting area. Obviously, the core activity happens in production. This is where you really do the product. So you a lot of materials are coming, a lot of stages are there. Each product line takes a product from start to end takes time. Different processes are there involved. So you have to schedule your entire production activity for a month and for the year. So production people do production schedules, and if you take one product from start to end, multiple stages are there. So each stage takes activity, takes some time, takes some checks. So you have to organize the work assignment for each stage. So this is to organize production at various stage, and you also have to control the production processes. You cannot randomly produce something. So production departments is one of the primary areas where a lot of activities can be assigned to you. And another interesting area is QA. Obviously, QA, you understand. QA does three things majorly. First, they check the materials at vendor end. They check the processes while the manufacturing happens, which we call it as stage inspections. You also collect a lot of data of the actual pass fail. In everything does not happen in a very best way. Sometimes you'll end up in issues. Sometimes the component is wrong. Sometimes the manufacturing assembly was wrongly done. Sometimes it doesn't adhere to the requirements. So you collect a lot of data and analyze that stage inspection data for correction of the process, correction of the design, correction of the process itself. So this is one area where a lot of activity generally happens. Obviously, the final test where the product is final before the delivery, there are customer inspections, which you will also can be a part of the coordination team. Now, look at this picture. This is gives you a very global picture of what are the kind of activities you may get involved. I do not know already what kind of activities you are involved in, but somewhere your activity, if you have already been assigned, it will fall in one of these places. And if I remember correctly, whenever we take students for internship, generally they may not be into sales. Sometime some people may be in the design and procurement, very few. But production and QA, we have a lot of opportunity for internship. So most likely, you people must be in the last two part of the departments. Once you do this internship, what you would want to achieve after you finish this? This is one question you should have in your mind. Okay, just because the final year project, final year assignment requires internship does not mean you go back to the first slide. What you want to achieve at the end of your internship. This is very important slide. If you understand this slide, then you will do a good job. Two things. One, what do you expect to achieve? First thing is learn. What do you mean by learn? You might have seen in hospitals. I specifically put that picture. Hospitals, interns in medical profession, internship is compulsory because the moment you finish college, you simply cannot get into in a hospital and start treating patients or doing operation. That's not the way the world works. You are associated with some experts. You shadow the expert, observe and learn from experienced employees in different roles. Someday you are going to land up in your profession in that role. So, internship helps you to observe and learn from the professionals already in the industry. So, what you do is shadow your uh, team lead, whichever department you are in, and observe what they are doing. If you are interested in that field, this is going to be a primary objective, learning from the experts. Second is training. Receive formal training on specific equipment, process, and software. If you are into the QA or in the production, there are multiple equipments, multiple test equipment, manufacturing equipments. You will you will be able to get a hands-on training on that. This is possible. And if you are having a specific assignment, please learn that. I will give you one simple example, real life example from KK which is happening to here long back, maybe 7, 8 years back. There was one batch of students came from KK uh, for the final year project. It was not internship, final year project. And the first thing which I told them, obviously they were under me, and people who worked under me may know little kadus I am, not in the sense of troubling the students, to put them in real tests so that they come out successful. So these students, I told them, you are going to learn something every week and you are going to present it to every weekend. Imagine this poor student really did a good job. There it did not end. The what was interesting was finally one of the boys got a job in Tata Power in Bombay, and they also have a training program as young recruits. So one of the sessions were this team was doing a project on dissolved gas analysis. Okay, this is a specific test. We do it in Nashik, and it is a specialized equipment. So they went through the theoretical part of it. They operated the equipment. They learned, and they did some experiments also. So this boy was selected in Tata Power, and they also have the initial training for the young recruits. So one of the trainings where they took them to a site and a big power transformer, and he said that engineer said that today we are going to train you on dissolved gas analysis. Anybody knows what you mean by dissolved gas analysis? And this boy raised hand. He says, okay, let me know what you know. And this boy explained the entire process from theory to how the test to be done, how it is done, how you conclude the results. That that engineer, that manager was aghast. Where did you learn this? He said, we learned it during our project time. That is what I want you people to do in training. Just don't do the assignment what they are giving. Learn what the assignment is. What is that theory? What is that process? What kind of equipment use? Why you do that? And how it is helping the industry in the product development or in the quality aspects. So training is physical training is one of the primary learning you will do, and also get into the entire project. Potentially work on project related to process improvement, cost reduction, and new development. You will not be able to do the entire gamut of activities, but you will be assigned one particular aspect of a project. That does not mean you don't want to get involved in the understanding of the project itself. Uh, the project may have multiple components. You may be involved in one component of it, aspect of it, but keep your mind open and learn how a big project is split into parts. It can be a process improvement project, it can be a cost reduction project, it could be a new new product development. So these three aspects are very important when you are doing an internship. Shadow your expert, in the process. This is the most important thing which you have to achieve while you are doing internship. And the second part of internship, develop key skills. There are four key skills which you can develop while you are doing internship. One is technical, hands-on experience, machinery, tools, and manufacturing process. You have only studied the theory part of it. Now the theory is being applied not straightforward the way you learned it. It is applied in a different way in real world. And if you get a chance to put your hands on some equipments and the machineries, please develop that skill. If you are into QA, problem solving comes into picture. There are problems can be problem need not be a problem which arises in the process itself. A process can be improved. The solution could be an improvement project, identifying and addressing issues that arises during production. So another key skill which you will develop is the problem solving skills. Obviously, communication is another aspect where you communicate with your boss, you communicate with your supervisor, you communicate with a team of people. So this is not the communication which I am talking about a student to student. You are talking about a student to staff of your college. You are talking about communication with from a young engineer to data. It is not a simple data collection. It is not a simple inspection. It's not simple documentation. You will have to open your eyes and see what that data tells you. Ultimately, the simple data does not help anybody. But what it gives you back for the industry is uh, the crux of any data collection. You use that data and use it for improvement. If you use it for correction, use it to the enhancement of the business itself. So these two slides, one is learning and second is developing your skills in industry. These two slides are the primary requirement or primary objectives of your internship. This is the last slide of the portion of internship. Keep in mind, 5 points I've written. First thing, very important thing, it's not a college, it's a professional organization. This is one of the important things. You cannot behave like a student in a factory. You have to assume you already become an engineer and you are already a professional and behave like a professional. You will have to be careful when you do this because if you behave like a happy go lucky student, probably you will be advised to stop. Some organizations are very strict in that, and your behavior in the professional environment is very important, which keep in mind. You may be required to follow some rules. Don't exceed because it will bring you bad name to you and bad name to the college itself. So be careful. You are not in college. You are in a professional organization. And second, this is very important, especially if you are operating with machines and equipments. Follow all safety protocols. Very important. Some are dangerous unless be careful my words, unless you have been advised, unless you have been trained to touch an equipment, please do not touch. The equipments can be dangerous to your health, or if you make a mistake, the equipment fails, it will be too costly for the organization, which will bring a bad name. So whenever you are into some assignment which is touching the equipments or the machines, please understand what you are doing, understand, learn from the expert. Unless you understood it fully, don't operate and follow all safety protocols. Third, learn quickly what is being done and why it is done like that. This is one of the important point of internship. A process which is already happening, a product is already developed, this is under manufacturing. Understand, learn quickly what is this being done and also why it has been done like that. If you understood these two, you can come out with another idea how this can be done differently. The objective of the process is same, which is currently being followed. You will have to think, if you really understand these two, why and what, you can come out with a solution. This is very interesting as point note. The reason why I'm harping on this point is two parts. First part, simply going to a factory and doing whatever assignment they are given is not going to help you in any way in your growth. You have to go back home. If you have been already assigned a particular, let's say, understand a particular process, please study, Google it, find out, understand from multiple sources beyond the factory. What is this? What is that they are trying to do? What is this product? Suppose you are in a product development. What is this product? What is this technology? Try to understand, learn from beyond your internship time. And why they are doing like this? Is there any multiple way of doing this? But this company has chosen to do this way. Understand, learn in your off time away from factory. Why I am harping on this? Most of the professionals, including me, when we are involved in a particular design or a particular process, gradually your mind sets, and we are not coming out of that mindset. But as a fresh engineer, when you look at the same thing, suddenly a new idea may click. Assume that you came out with an interesting idea, and you explain to that to your boss. This can also be done. It can improve in quality, or it could reduce your cost, or it could enhance your rejection rate. Boss, let me know. You will be noted. You will be noted like Suryavanshi. This guy has got talent. This guy is showing much more than a simple internship. Probably, probably, as you finish your college, you already got a job. This is what the first slide says. People are watching you as you do internship. It is not a simple internship. People, the seniors or in the your bosses also keep an eye on you whether you are a potential candidate. Simply doing what they are asking you to do anybody can do it. But if you go one step forward, learn more about the process, more about the technology in your off time, and come out with some ideas, I can tell you definitely you are a potential candidate for future employment. So keep this in mind. And second, last point, the fourth point, no assignment is trivial. Don't expect you get the plum assignment. You are engineer still fresh. You are yet to become an engineer. You are finally a student. You are still a student, so you may not get the big assignment. But what is important is whatever is the assignment, if you do to the best of your ability, best of your capabilities, and with enthusiasm, with drive, this also very important. People get noticed. So don't treat any assignment as trivial. Take it as one of the assignments which you are going to do in the best of your abilities. And the final, which is related to the fourth point or the third point, your enthusiasm decide your future. I have put a star mark. Uh, this is as your statement. You all understood what is your enthusiasm decides your future. This is what I have talked about. The third line. I put a star mark specially for a particular reason, so that I don't forget it. Uh, Today I was seeing my Facebook, and I saw Dr. Munje's one of the posts. I I request all the students, please go back once you finish today's session and open your Facebook and check Dr. Munje's post. From a municipal primary school, he studied in a municipal primary school. It's not a primary convent school, huh? Municipal primary school, and he went to his postdoctorate in Shanghai, China, and recently has published a book. Why I made this point? This is sheer enthusiasm to achieve something beyond, irrespective of your background, irrespective of your hurdles. Your enthusiasm will decide your future. So, whatever assignment you will get in internship, take it seriously. Go beyond what your boss has told you. If you show more interest, you will get much more work. It's not the work, it means you are being noted. Your enthusiasm will decide your future. Keep in mind all these points when you are doing internship. I'll take few minutes break. If anybody has got a point or question, you can ask.
Thank you, sir. Very nice presentation. Starting with the IPL because uh, it is the topic of interest of everybody. So, any questions from students? Any doubt? Anybody? Sakshi, Yogita,
I just wanted to check. Everybody has got assignment already.
any
Anybody who
feedback?
has?
Huh. Any
Yeah.
feedback from students here? Please share. Vaibhav, Sahil, Sakshi Adke, Sneha.
If you have not got assignment, please go and pester your boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
If the boss is keeping quiet, you
Huh.
don't be keeping quiet. अरे अच्छा हो गया कुछ काम नहीं है. But that is not going to help. You will be in IPL match. You will be sitting on the bench.
Yogita Jadhav, Yes, Yogita.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good
Sir,
evening.
my question is that, am I audible, sir?
Yes,
Yes,
you are.
yes.
Sir, what major technological shifts are currently shaping R&D department in our electrical or mechatronics industries? I want to know about the R&D field.
You are in the R&D department.
Not yet, sir. I am working currently in quality department.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more interested in R&D department. So I just want to know about of R&D department, like what qualities industry looks in student to select for R&D.
Okay. First of all, in R&D, if you ask me from my experience, I will look for two things. One is, are you having a solid fundamentals base in theoretical part, not the equations, not the derivations. Whether you have a solid understanding of the theory. Okay. So first part is, if you are even if you are applying later in your job, this is what will be checked. We don't expect the student to come and develop a Boeing 747. It's not possible. We also know it. But if your understanding of the theoretical part of it, fundamentals, then you are the first hurdle you are across. That is first part of it. Second thing is, are you a thinker? Do you think? It's a very global statement. It's very loaded statement, I would say. Um, do you see the obvious one, or you think about product, about anything as a concept? Rather, I will put it this way: can you think of some concepts applying the theoretical knowledge? We'll see in the next session, next part of the session, what I mean by that. These two characteristics is what we look at from if you are looking for a R&D kind of assignment. Have I explained what I wanted? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So, fundamentals and have an idea or looking beyond what you see physically, right? These two are clear. One is your knowledge, other one is your what I would say characteristic, your natural talent. To look at that and say what this is right, this is wrong, this can be done this way, or it can be done differently. Look at it in a creative way. This is the two aspects. The rest of the things you will learn on the job. And if you are too keen, you can ask your boss whether you have any possibility of moving to R&D, because R&D may there will be plenty of work. You will get a specific aspect as I explained. That is okay because you will get a assignment in a particular part of the project. Even within that project, you can apply your mind. So you can ask your team head there whether there is a possibility of moving into that department. Sometimes they agree to do that. Yes. Anybody else?
Yes, sir. Yes. I'm trying for that. Thank you.
Sure. All the best. All the best. Okay. If you have no questions, other you must be already tired. Let's move on to the next part of the slide. You are able to see my slide?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now we are going into a different, or rather, different section altogether. So far, what we have seen is what you can do, what you can learn, what you will do when you are doing internship, objective and internship. This is in the current semester. Next semester, you are going to apply some of the things which you have learned in the industry, because within 1 year you are going into real world. Real world means there is no theory; it's all practical. So to get a touch on what you are going to do in the real world as an engineer. So we are going to do a project in the next semester. Okay, this section is how you should look at a project, right? That is the whole idea of this session. This session is kind of three parts: selection and definition, execution of the project, and what you will deliver as a project at the end of your this thing. Okay, back to some game. What do you mean by project? It's not the project which you a spacecraft, right? Project could be something which is so tiny but so extraordinarily useful. On the left side, you already know it. This is the uh, most heartbreaking for many batsmen. The what do you call snicker? This has already been followed in all matches, even for the currently going on test matches also. This is already implemented. What was interesting for me is the right side. This is a recently concluded Wimbledon. So far, Wimbledon had line umpires. This is the first time in a professional tournament line umpires have been removed and line calls have been digitized. I don't know how many people follow Wimbledon or another except cricket, but this is the new introduction, the first time in the world of tennis, and that too directly at Wimbledon. Now line calls are automated. So there is no more line umpires. If you watch, I don't know whether it is being uh, spread for other French Open or US Open, etc. But this has happened in the recent Wimbledon tournament. Look at both of them. On the left side, a batsman life is hanging around this particular technology, and the right side, a huge money can be lost in one wrong line call. Both are one tiny aspect of a big, big thing. In cricket as well as tennis, the winning tournament or winning a title is the final objective, but that can be designed with very simple technology, which is completely an improvement over the already existing structure. So project can be as small as this, but as valuable as this. Keep in mind, as a student, this should be at your back of your mind. I just now talked about in internship. How big is your assignment does not matter. How good is your thinking? How good is your understanding of it? How good is your suggestion to improve on? All these things happens in so when you watch uh, things beyond your college, look at it as an engineer who has thought about it, what concept he has applied, and what technology he had used to implement it. And imagine these are all high value items. A test, uh, a wrong call, a wrong technology can kill a tournament, kill a career of a international player. But it has to be so sophisticated, but the very tiny aspect. If you look at it, the technology used may be uh, very simple, but imagine the implications of it. So let's. Somebody just now talked about I am interested in R&D department. R&D department. The second part, what I said, you are thinking. This is what I'm talking about. Think beyond what you physically see. That is what is all about project in a student. Why do you want to do a student project? Very simple. You test your theoretical knowledge, you understand, you enhance your understanding of a subject, you develop applying your skills to the theoretical knowledge what you already gained, and in the process you also learn some skills of your management. So in a GIS, you have your theoretical knowledge in college. You apply, when you apply, you try to understand whatever I studied, is it the same? Is it working? And if I have to make it as a physically tangible product, how do I apply that, my skills? And how do I do a project, manage a project? This is the primary objective of a student project. But there is one more interesting objective of a student project. When you do a student project, you also will come to realize how much we don't know. We thought, yeah, we got highest grades, but when you do a physical project, you also will come to know, oh, this I don't know, it doesn't work like that. So these are the primary objective of a student project. With this background, let's go for the point number one, project selection. When you do a project selection, you are not going to do the project alone. You are going to be a part of a team. As I understood, you already your teams have been already formed. That's why I understand. So generally, students have a team of their own friends. For all we four will do a project. But if you want to have a good outcome of your project, watch out whether you have the talent pool, whether the 4 or 5 people together have the required talent to make the project successful. All theoretically good may not be successful. All practical fellows, no theoretical knowledge will not work. It has to be a combination of each player contributing different skill set to make the project. So although this particular slide is too late for you, but even if you get a chance, still you got one more semester to change over. See that whatever project you are going to conceive, to make that project successful, whether your 4 or 5 people have the different set of talent. I just put another picture of World Cup. You need forward, you need the what I would say the back, you need a goalie. Each have got different characteristics. Each have different role to play. A goalie cannot become a forward. A forward cannot become a goalie. They will mess up the project. So know the strength of your project team. Without required expertise, pool of required expertise, you cannot complete the project. Select your project based on team's expertise. Okay, the other way of looking at, if you already formed the team, select your project based on the team's capability. Don't think of something huge which your team cannot do. So this point keep in mind when you do a project selection. Watch out your skill set of your project team. Point number two, a big project does not mean a good project. Very loaded statement. We don't require a big project to showcase your talent. We understand a student at your level, when you just finishing your college, cannot design what I would say extraordinary project. You cannot Vande Bharat. You cannot design a Vande Bharat. We don't expect you to do Vande Bharat, but within Vande Bharat, you one aspect of Vande Bharat you can modify it and make it one of the key features of Vande Bharat. So don't look for a big project. Select a simple core idea and bring it forward. We just now saw the Wimbledon. Line calls has been moved from manual to automated. A simple core idea, there is a technology behind it. You cannot have a very faltu technology because that will create havoc. And the entire tournament and Wimbledon is one of the prime tournament in the world. But the idea is very simple. There's a technology involved to make it accurate. which is what I mean to say. When you select a project, it could be electrical project, it could be a mechanical project, it could be electromechanical project, or today the world is going towards automated or digitization. So it could be a project. Don't think of very big project. You will not be able to complete it. Think of a good idea and make it successful. We'll see the implication of this particular point some other slide later. So second point is your project selection is very important. Very careful in when you select your core idea of your project. Third point, once you selected area, generate an idea. Generate idea, preferably from the field you have already studied or you are technically comfortable. Look for everyday solution. Talk to people and select a useful and relevant concept. The picture says you are not going to do a space exploding spacecraft or you are not going to do a Boeing engine. Select one idea, especially where your technical expertise is you are confident of having a required skill set, required technical capabilities, and you will be able to do your project within one semester. Select a useful, relevant concept. Okay, interesting point. Where do you get this idea? Talk to people. When you talk to people, people will not tell their idea, but they will tell their problem. When you talk to people very casually, they may be able to say, yeah, if this happens, it is good. What is that you don't know? What is that they don't know? They only express an vaguely they express an interest or a possible solution. That is where you get an idea. Even when you are talking to, imagine that mm, cricket picture. Very difficult for umpire. If umpire would have somebody that, yeah, technically, if somebody can tell me the ball touched the, just touch the bat or touch the glove, I can be sure that man is out. He would have talked like that vaguely, but that has been solution for a big project. So uh, be careful. The interesting idea is talk to people. Acha, if you are already in internship, if you are able to identify a project, talk to the people there. They will tell you their problems. So from the problem, you can find a project. Select a useful, important, relevant concept. And fourth point, this is generally where people, especially students, don't do year after year. We have been trying to emphasize this project, this particular point. What you think may be already available in the market. You may think this is what I can. I came out as a creative solution. Boss, people are already more creative or as good as your creative talent in the world, and whatever you are thinking has already been available in the market as a product. So the important point I explore is explore the current technologies available today on the thought process what you are thinking. Read technical papers. Check when you read technical papers, you'll come to know, okay, this is already existing. My thinking is matching, or I can do something beyond that. What is that? When you do relevant technology search, you may find something is missing, or something can be improved from the existing, or something can be changed, or something can be optimized, or something can be simplified. It all means in a simple statement, conduct a prior art study, meaning check your concept, what is available in the same line of thoughts. Now, I am going to give you a video clip, which what I mean by idea is already there, but is a product existing or product existing, but I can do something more onto that product. Okay, let's look at that example. Are you able to see the video?
It is coming, sir.
Okay, okay, fine.
Is it started, sir, or what?
You're not seeing it?
No.
Oh, wait. Do I have to share or something?
I
I thought
think you have.
people are seeing already.
No, no. You have to share that screen of video.
Just a minute.
Hmm.
Okay, that may be the problem. Just a second. Hmm.
Unshare the current screen and share the screen of that video.
Yeah, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Just a second. Is it coming now?
No, sir.
Not yet.
No.
You are sharing. You are sharing screen. Uh, um, so just a minute.
Huh.
Now I have to share. No, once more.
Yes.
Is it now coming now?
No, not yet.
Just a minute. Uh, you are seeing by this thing not yet. PPT.
No, sir. Not even PPT.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Mhm. Is it?
Screen is coming now.
Uh, Video is coming. Video is coming.
No, no, no. Yeah. Now it is coming.
It's come, no?
Yeah.
Maybe it's taking time. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll play from there.
Yeah. But sound is not coming, sir.
Come again.
Sound is not coming. Only
Okay.
the video we can see. Uh,
I'm hearing the sound. Maybe is a problem with your connect. I mean, bandwidth. Okay, it doesn't matter. Even if
yeah,
you are getting the
yeah,
sound part of it,
yeah.
you'll be able to understand what this man is saying.
Okay, okay, okay.
Hello?
Yeah,
Yeah, able to hear. I mean, you saw the full video.
yes, yes.
This is what I wanted to tell you. The core idea is adapter is already existing. The core idea is adapter along with the holder. This I have not seen anywhere. We always have trouble in putting your charger and your mobile. A simple idea. Look at your project. Already technologies are existing. Holder is existing. Charger is existing. But combining these two concepts into one product, and that also a very beautiful looking product. This is what I wanted to uh, share. When you said, okay, let me go back. I think I'll come out of the video. Uh, sorry. My screen is back.
Yes, it is coming. Yeah,
This is,
it's there.
this is what I was trying to say. You can optimize, you can improve, you can simplify, but the, there is no new technology. Technology is existing. Your holder was existing, your charger is existing. Now he has combined two different concepts and made one a simple concept, which actually people once they start using it, you will really thrill what you are going to do. So go through documents, the idea which you are looking at, is it available? Can I improve it? Can I change it? Can I combine few things and make a new one? This is what is about uh, searching for a, or conducting a prayer art study. Okay, now so project point number 5. This is important for you to do before you start a project. Write a 10-line project summary even before you start your project. If you don't know where you are going, you will not reach there. What does it mean? If you can't write in 10 lines what will be your project when you complete it, you will not be able to complete it. So write your project. Don't write a big paragraph because that is not the summary of your project. Write a 10-line summary of your project, which will say what you are going to do, how you are going to do, what will be the outcome of your project, and how you are going to judge the project is successful. If you can write these 10 lines before you start a project, that's more important. Before you start a project, then when you do a project, you will be able to do ticks. Yes, this I have done, this I have done, this I have done. My project is going the way I have conceived. Very important. I would request the project guides to ask your student teams to write a summary before you start the project, because that will be your guiding document, so that you can verify whether you are doing the project correctly, or you are delayed, or you are moving forward, or it is giving results. This will be very important step in your project selection. Write a 10 line summary, 10 line. If your thought process is correct, you should be able to write it in 10 lines. Okay, another interesting project. Again, the technology is something existing. The application is what is interesting. Let me share the video.
Sir, again, I think you need to.
Yeah, I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
Just give me a second. You are seeing the screen now? Video screen?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah. We can see.
Screen is okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, even if the audio is not there, doesn't matter. You can get the idea.
Okay.
Yes. Back to my presentation screen. My screen is back.
Yes, sir.
You got an idea. A simple idea. Instead of people entering into the water, risking their life, idea which is already existing. Now we look at it, how an application has changed. Everything in your control. The technology is existing, application has changed. Beautiful idea which I saw on internet. This is what I was trying to explain. Your technology may be existing, but how you are applying, how you are combining. Nobody would have told them, I want an equipment to do research and during conversations. Somebody has looked at it visually and said, okay, can I do this in some other way? Bringing in safety aspect. This is the whole idea of my that part of the project presentation. Now, once you develop the idea, core idea, develop a summary, now we are going to physically execute it. Why this part is important? Someday, after you become an engineer, you are going to grow in the organization. You are going to handle higher positions, higher projects, bigger projects, and you need some talents to handle the project entirely. So, kind of a project management skill has to be developed, and the student project helps into doing that. So, first point in project managers, you should have a project plan. What you are going to do, when you are going to do, what is the milestone in each project stage, so that when you do internal or external reviews, you will know whether you are moving in the right speed. Without this particular chart, you will never know. You will think that you are doing in correct speed, but suddenly you will find that the date is over. Now you are in the midway. So have a simple project management uh, chart where you can write, okay, by this time my theoretical part is over. By this time, components have been purchased. This time, I have started doing some experiments, results, and finally the report. So make a simple. In industry, this is compulsory, and without that, project will not be starting. So this, if you can do it in your college project, very greatly it will help. Simple chart which gives you the plan of your project. Okay, now after you have a plan, now develop your concept on a paper first. Design your prototype on the paper, not physical, because you can do multiple mistakes when you are conceiving a product. When you are putting it to a simple paper, assume that, discuss with your team, discuss with your project guide whether my concept will work or not, what is involved, what is not involved, how big it is. All things can be modified on paper without spending one single rupee, and get convinced that it is going to work conceptually. So the biggest idea is design the prototype on the paper first. Evaluate the project, what you have developed on the paper, on the, if possible, I don't know whether you will be able to do it, but industry definitely does it. Do the design on the soft. Nowadays, a lot of softwares are available. You can develop, whether it is CAD drawing or simulation drawing. You can do the project on this analysis part or the CAD part and check whether your concept is going to work. Idea is you can do it multiple times without spending any money part of it. Okay, so evaluate the soft design first, and then you go to the physical manufacturing of the project. If you do this without doing that, if you make a mistake, then it's going to be costly. The concept becomes tangible product here. If the earlier stages are done correctly, then in this stage you will not lose money or you will not lose time. You will not have to go back and do the correction, which will sometimes maybe costly, sometimes time consuming. So if you have done the last part correctly, this part will be done quickly. Here is the place where you physically build the prototype for evaluation. What do you mean by evaluation? This evaluation criteria you already done in the project summary. I am going to develop this product. I am going to test it like this. I am going to check this is my objective of this project. If you have done the project summary correctly, here you can evaluate. Next step is in the project management is evaluate the product what you have developed, not ad hocly, based on the criteria you have already established in your project summary. Evaluate your prototype with your targets. If you don't have a target, nobody can judge your project. How are you going to judge your project? What I mean, let me explain this concept. In that video you have seen, Ganesh has been taken in that platform. Okay, that platform is designed for a particular kg of the load. So, in your project summary, if you have written this, I am going to develop a platform which is going to take a statue of up to 5 kg. Now you can test it up to 5 kg. Can it go? Can it open up? Can it immerse? If it is failing at 4 kg, that means your target is not met. That is the meaning of it. Evaluate your prototype, what target you have set before you start the project, and do the testing of the project, testing of your prototype, and check whether it lives up to your expectation or your summary. If it is not, go back to the drawing board, evaluate your prototype with your targets, and if you need a course correction, you can do it at this stage. Okay, as a student project, we don't expect the project should be always kind of it has met all criteria, it has superlatively done. Sometimes the project has not met your target. You try to develop it for 5 kg, but it has gone up to 4 kg. Fine. The process of project development is important in evaluating a project. Your externals will try to check that. Have you understood the project? What kind of technology you used? Have you made a prototype? Have you tested it? Have you evaluated your designs? These are the aspects which is more important than the final outcome. If the final outcome matches your targets, fantastic, hats off. Then once the project is done, make it as a prototype which is presentable to the outside world. Imagine, look at that video we have seen the holder and the charger. If it is like a third rated dabba, nobody is going to buy. Concept may be good, nobody is going to buy. But if the product can be made into a presentable product or the same concept, somebody is going to buy it. If you can do that in a student project, nothing like that. And if you can, if you have conceived a beautiful idea, if you can patent that idea, you are going to get money. Check for patentability of your concept. If the concept is good, concept is creative, concept is unique to the world, probably you can patent it and sell your patent to a bigger organization and make money. So you have a potential even as a student project to make money. Very important point. People generally miss it, but I know from some other college, students have made money out of it. Most important, you have to prepare a final project document from start to end, conception of the project to the end of the project. What are all the things you have done? What are the targets you have set? What are the results you achieved? And most importantly, why did you do the project? What concept you applied? What difficulties you faced? What test data you have captured? Also, if you can write what did not happen based on your the 10-line statement. Prepare a project report. Project report, most important part of your project completion. people have tough time doing it in the last minute. So start preparing the project report as you start the project. Then at the last minute, you will not have any issues. People have seen students struggle with this part in the month of May and June. You have to do a Viva. So people start preparing for the project report in the month of May, then they run into serious troubles. So start preparing. As you do the project, you can start that chapter of it. So that when you come to the last part of the project, only the last portion you have to add to the project report. Start preparing. It may look very laughable, but I've seen people struggling at the last minute. So be careful about this line. And if you can publish your work as a technical paper, you that will be the ultimate. And I know students have published their paper, and from KKWIEER, students have gone to Australia, sponsored, ticket is sponsored, hotel is sponsored, travel is sponsored, stay was sponsored, everything sponsored by the organizing team, and they publish their paper. Imagine when you publish a paper, that is one trump card to get into industry the moment you finish your studies. So look out this opportunity. If you can convert your thought process, your concept, your project into a technical paper and publish it, who knows? There is a jackpot in this space. And in the final slide, obviously, this is just my guesswork. It could be different for your college. Every portion of your project has got some evaluation weightage. Based on that, you will get the final mark out of it. So every stage is important, and important points are the third stage and the final stage. Activity physically done and how you have done the project report. These two are important one, but everything else also has got a point. So be careful, ask your professor and check whether you are meeting all the stages and try to get as much mark as possible in your final year project. And to end my presentation, this is one statement as an R&D engineer, I enjoyed it. Any intelligent fool can make things bigger and more complex. It takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction. Einstein's. Anybody can take a big project too complex, but to make it as a simple project and beautiful value addition to the humanity, that is where the genius comes in. So I end my presentation. All the best for internship and also your project. Thank you.